They are the most successful and popular couple in the history of the East Africa Safari Rally, having completed 30 years of motor rallying in the country with records to behold. Prem Choda's love affair with the sport began at a tender age before he was navigated by his beloved wife, Pauru chisty to many memorable returns in the Safari Rally.
You see, I was born in Pangani in 1934, September, 21st September, and my father was at that time, he was a businessman. He had his own business, auto spray works, and he was doing very well. And those years, work was very important, and he was doing most of the job he used to get from the British Army to paint the trucks and whatnot, you know. And when I was 6, I learned how to drive at the age of 6, because my father had a workshop, and where a lot of cars he used to get to panel beat them, spray them, and he had a sort of a garage, look after them. And whenever I used to get free time from my school, I would go there during holidays, and I would sit and just start the cars, and that was how I really liked the cars. And there was a man called Rupoti, and he was in charge of the workshop, and he used to also teach me how to drive. That's where I was very much interested in cars.
He also played in other sports with excellent results.
When I was 13, 14, that's where I started my exercises, and I used to play football. See, that was my best sport, football. And I played football for nearly 17, 18 years. And during those years, when I started playing football, there were very few teams coming from overseas, you see. And the first goal, overseas team, I was the one who did first goal for Kenya from overseas team. And that was one good achievement in those days. And then I was also very much interested in exercising and building my body, you see, and that was only parallel bar. And after that, when I finished this bodybuilding and what, I started wrestling. I wrestled for nearly 6 years, and I was a good wrestler in my time.
Prem later settled for motorsports and used to make his cars at home at his father's workshop, which also played a big role in the fight for independence in those colonial times.
At those days, those colonial times, going back to which I did one thing which I'm very proud even today. Coming to 1956, 2 of my workers, they were caught opposite Wilson Airport. There was a prison there. They were there. When I got down to the workshop, my workers, I said, Bumkata and Jidlaf, they have been in the prison opposite this airport, and I don't know what we can do. So I said, don't worry, I'll go there and I'll speak to the in charge of the prison. So I got down there, and at the gate, I asked the in charge of the gate, Askari, I said, where I can find my 2 people are here, workers are here. And they say, you go to that office, and there is the man who's in charge. So I got down to the office, and there was this man sitting in a army clothes, and I said, excuse me, sir. And he said, yes. I said, I'm sorry, but 2 of my people are here, and they're worker in my workshop, and they're very good workers, and they're nice. I can give you guarantee. Please, if you really, I'll give you the guarantee. Can you release them? He looked at me and said, what? He said, out, out. Don't you dare ever come here again. So I couldn't argue with him, you see. And I, out of the office, I come to the gate and I said to the Scotty, Mana, this man is very rough. He's, he doesn't want to know me even. He said, yeah. I said, but what is your problem? The Scotty asked me, I said, I've got two people here and their name is Jitlaf and Mamgata. I don't know how I can. He tells me, at night, at 2 o'clock, come behind the dam, behind there is a dam, you see, and to the fence at 2 o'clock. But bring some money. I said, how much money? He said, 10 bob each. And those, I'm talking 56. So I said, okay, no worry, I'll come 10 bob, no worry, I'll give you. So, for me it was a great thing. So, at 2 o'clock at night I was there and I climbed up, I parked my car near the dam, I climbed up the fence and he was waiting for me. At exactly 2 o'clock I was there. And my Jidlap and Mamgata was, hey, Banam, say, come. Along with him, there were another about 15 people. And Mamgata tells me, Prem, please, said, yeah. I said, they're in big problem. I will explain to you, but they're all in big problem. Okay, I said, don't worry, I'll send you Mamgata. Because Mamgata was very, very clear, near to me. So I paid 10 bob for all those people, put them in my van. My van was 2 or 3, just Peugeot 2 or 3, those days, it's the old type. So I brought them to my workshop, and my workshop was behind Hughes Limited, next to Elephant Soap Factory. I brought them to open the workshop and put them inside, and then I said, Mamgata, tomorrow morning, we used to open in the morning at 7:30. I said, I'll come before 7, I'll come at 7:15, little earlier, and we release them, and that's it. So, and then again, at the prison, when we were taking out, Mamgata told me, Brahma, please help them. Can we come every day and take the people out? I said, the Askari said, no, I can only help you 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday. I said, okay. I'll come, but come 2 o'clock, take the men. I can release only, I said I can carry only 20 people in my Peugeot, you see. He said, yeah, I'll bring 20 people. Now, I was doing that for nearly 3 months. 3 months I was going regularly, take them out, and Mamgata and me release them. I am telling you, today I am sitting here with my wife. I am telling you, what we are today, maybe their blessing.
As the struggle continued, so was his zest for rallying, which finally saw him make his debut in the East Africa Safari Rally in 1961 in a Mark II Ford Zephyr.
I started on Langa Langa in 56. I had a MG-TC with the spokes. I drove there, and I was very, very fast. I was too fast there on the track because I beaten the record. And next day, they were checking my car, and they rejected my car. You see, I can't tell you why it happened, but that was my last on the track. Straight away, I left the track, I came back. I never went back on the track. Then in 59, there was this Christmas rally, 59. Christmas, 59, it was a Christmas rally. And I entered with a Peugeot, you see. And it was a small rally, but it was nice. And I came third in that rally. You see, and it was about 200 kilometers or 250 kilometers. I was third. And I was surprised that that car was not prepared. It was just ordinary, simple car. Then a lot of people, they say, Parima, you are so good. Why don't you start in rallying? Go and, that time it was Coronation Rally. Coronations. And it was 1960 Coronation Rally. But I didn't want to go. You see, I said no. This is a rally which is, you need a lot of money also, you see. But I didn't enter. Come 61, friend of mine, he said, Prema, come on, let's enter the rally. We'll share the money and we'll drive this Mark II Zephyr with the steering. So we entered. And we were three of us, three friends. One, myself, Anwar, and Ramesh Nath. We entered, and we did very well. But coming to Mombasa, then we had a gearbox problem. You see, it was a standard car, just two lights and fitted, and there. That's how I started.
Kenya was finally granted independence in 1963 as Prem married the love of his life, Pauru, who proved to be a worthy partner all round after becoming one of the first girls in Nairobi to obtain a high school certificate.
I knew her from the age of 6, 7, but his father, my father were good friends. Then we carried on, and when I was about 26 years old, 27, 16. That's when I got married to her.
I have been born a Parsi. I am very cosmopolitan. I was born of a Parsi family, Zoroastrian religion. My nanny was a Maharashtrian. I went to a Goan school and an Aga Khan school. Then did the girl guides during school time. Then I was a camper. I did my camper's license. I started off as a brownie, then a girl guide, then a lieutenant, step by step. And then I became a captain, and then I used to run my own company at Kutchi Gujarati School. And I have been a Queen's Guide.
Queen's Guide. How does it feel to be married to?
I had known my husband since childhood. We used to play together, but I never thought that I'd marry a Singh.
Why?
Because Parsis are quite staunch and they like to have their daughters married and then. But anyhow, I got my way and I got married to Singh.
The newly married Choda switched cars to a Peugeot 504 2 years later before opting for a Beetle VW and later the Volvo 1225 when they were blessed with their only daughter Rashmi. Prem was later given a factory-prepared Volvo 144 by his beloved wife, which paid dividends in 1971 when they recorded their first finish in the Safari Rally at number 25.
It was very tough, you see, going up till even 8,800 kilometers, 8,800 kilometers, 8,000 kilometers, then it was coming down to 7,000 kilometers. But your car had to be well prepared, which I was doing myself. And the other cars were all, mostly they were coming from overseas, they were all the cars entered by the companies. You see, like Mitsubishi, they had their own group of professional drivers coming here. And mostly, about 45 cars were entered professionally by all other companies, Mitsubishi, the other Fords, and many other makes, you see. They were all coming here.
He later decided to sit his wife as his navigator 2 years later when she passed a test to become the first Asian woman to enter an international rally, the Safari Rally, which was a world rally championship.
The Shamala tells me, Prem, why don't you take your wife? You know, she is good. I said, Manashmala, it is not a joke driving a Safari Rally. She is not tough enough. He said, why don't you do it? Make her walk. 40 kilometers. There's a walk coming after 2 weeks. 2 weeks, a walk is coming, make her walk. And said, and if she finishes 40 kilometers walking, 42 kilometers, promise you will take her a co-driver. That was in 72. I said, done. He also, at that time, he paid money. I also paid for hunger walk. You know, he paid. Sumana paid the money for hunger walk for her. And anyway, so she started walking on the start, and she finished 42 kilometers. Even on the way, I saw there was blood on her feet coming, you know. She was walking. It was raining. She had to go through the mud and whatnot. She finished 42 kilometers. Even I asked Pauru, don't worry, on the way. You know, I was in the car with my daughter. She said, Mommy, you come and sit now. Don't worry, you're bleeding. She said, no. She made herself walk 40 kilometers, 42. And that's how she came into my seat, 73. Anyway, she was now learning. I took her out. We did the recce and all that. But she was learning. She was good.
I took it as fun, and people enjoyed. When I first finished, they said it was just luck. Second time, yeah, she is trying. The third time, they said, oh no, I think she can do the job better than someone.
1974 was their most memorable year in the Safari Rally, where they overcame very, very hard conditions to finish 14th overall in a Colt Gallant GS.
Because it was the toughest rally ever. Ever. You see, I had to go like into a drift. And the water was, I had to pass through the lift, water all over my car. I had to prepare my car. You see, my exhaust pipe was going right over the body outside, up there, that water doesn't go. You see, when you leave your accelerator, the exhaust pipe, it sucks the water into the engine. Now, that was one of the most important thing. I went, I think it was nearly 2 to 3 kilometers, like a lake. When I went through, my exhaust pipe was out of the body, hanging out, and the water was passing through inside the car, me and Pauru. We were all wet. And there many cars were standing on the road, they were sitting on the roof. You see, and then that is what rallying is. You see, and then because I had experience, all these years of experience, how to go through the water, how to go through all these. I went through the drift. I knew I will go through the drift because my exhaust pipe was right outside. So I went through the drift. We are all in the water, come out. People couldn't believe. They say, how he passed that drift. And I was the last car to pass there. You see? And we finished.
The couple, who are known for their sense of fair play, had their hair-raising moments too when they jeopardized their own efforts to help others succeed.
The first time we were going nearly about 2,000 feet down on
Moa Hills.
Not Moa Hills, Pauru, the other one, near Voi. Taita. There was the worst. Do you see what happened on that? It was raining, very wet. So I was moving my car in the wet. You know, no, it was very dry. I was moving my car. So there was a corner, right-hander. And on that very right-hander, as I was going, you see, driving in the mud is a different way, and driving on a dry road, it is a different driving. So I was driving on a dry road, going quite fast. So I took that turn, and it was turn of the dryness. But the rain had fallen so much, it was muddy there on the corner. So I went to hit the mud. I saw the mud. I skidded. And I skidded. I went, there was about 1,000 feet, straight fall. And my two wheels went, and I was lucky that I didn't go. And my two wheels went. And luckily, you know, Taita, people, they loved us. Taita. They used to love us. Hey, Prem and Pauru Choda, Prem and Pauru Choda. They were all so happy, they used to shout. There, I went, the car stopped. And my two wheels were hanging behind. And there's some nice people, they came. Hey, Choda, so sorry for the police idea. They pushed my car out and was on the road.
They later went on to win the Simba Colt Private Entry Award in a Colt Lancer after completing the grueling Safari Rally for 3 years running, with their determination to succeed against all odds, winning the hearts of many rally enthusiasts.
That was the main thing of Safari Rally. You break your car, you go, your time barred. You save your car, not going very fast, your time barred. So you had to be in the middle. Go fast, save your car. You should be a very good driver and very good navigator. Navigator was very important at that time because she had to tell me, okay, Prema, this is what is coming, this is what is coming, and I know. Then I know how to maneuver my car. Every bump, how to go up. You see, even there, you see the photograph. It is high in the air, but I knew how to take, how my car is, how my shock wheels are, good shock wheels, bad shock wheels. I used to make my shocks of myself at home. You see, change some modification the shocks. That's why you had to be a good mechanic. You had to know your car. You had to know your navigator very well. Then you are a good. And private entry, no winning. Forget about winning. Forget about winning. That was not important. It was important to finish.
It depends on the individual. You have to be tough. Now when you say endure, it is not a piece of cake. To go in a rally is not, I repeat, not a piece of cake. You have to be hard and you have to be very alert, like a pilot. One mistake and you're gone.
The rally was later named the Marlborough Safari Rally, after which Prem was presented with a medal by the then Vice President of Kenya, President Mwai Kibaki, in 1982 for being the longest rally driver in the history of the event with 14 finishes. His wife finished 12 times. He later switched to a Datsun PA as he courageously soldiered on with his beloved wife Pauru. He entered the Range Rover in 1988 to celebrate the 25th wedding anniversary before he retired 2 years later when the rally got more expensive and difficult for private entrants.
You see, it's okay. It is nice. There nowadays, because even the rules are changed, everything is changed, and the cars are so fast that it's for them driving 600 kilometers or 400 kilometers or 800 kilometers. Is like not safari. You can't compare them with the safari rally. It is for them. It's okay. To me, it looks like a race. You see, I mean, it's a race. It's not a rally. The toughness is gone. You see, the toughness of the cars, how to take on the cars, all that. It is not there anymore. But still, they're good drivers because even driving fast is not a joke. You see, they are good drivers. I like them. They're going very fast. Fast driving is something which you really use your sixth sense. It's not easy to drive. It is very, very, very hard to overtake in the dust. And how to do that, it is something which is very important.
The couple then continued with their philanthropic works, which they had extended to many people in need during their lifetime.
My mum got married. And she came into the country and she also did a lot of welfare. In those days there wasn't a maternity hospital and women used to die at childbirth. So she got along with Dr. Karwe and she got the Nagara Maternity Hospital going for our women. She did a lot of other welfare work, like film censors at that time for the Asian films and Asian people. And I followed in her steps and was a welfare worker also. I was in the Red Cross, Girl Guides. I used to run the widows' homes. When I got married, I had dressmaking colleges. And in that I used to take about 10 to 15 students free of charge for the whole year from Nairobi Girls Center, which was run by Salvation Army.
Pauru is also an accomplished pianist who is also involved in dressmaking apart from her stint in nursing, while Prem, an outstanding automobile engineer, also makes his own contribution using the mouth organ.
I would advise to the drivers, coming drivers, that you should know well about your cars, and your co-driver should be very understanding, and you've got to be a little more tough to drive a car. It's not easy. You've got to be more strength, you see. Mm-hmm. This is what I would advise. And also I would advise them that always, you see, take good advice from good drivers and then learn. And very important, very important is, a lot of young drivers, they want to go, but blessing should be there from the parents. Some parents, they don't want them to go in the rally. And you see, they're afraid or they're scared. But that is very important. The blessing of your parents should be there, always. They bless you, you go.
And not try to compete too hard with the menfolk. You have to join them, not say you are too good. The men are always said to be better. Say yes, they are better. But show that even you can still do better.
The Safari Rally may have been scrapped from the World Rally calendar, but memories will always be made of one beautiful, courageous and determined couple, Prem and Pauru Choda, whose flame for adventure saw them leave an indelible mark in motorsports for their consistency and dedication when Prem made his debut in 1961 to 1990 when he retired.